Welcome to the Magic City. We're here at the Miami International Autodrome, the home of the Hard Rock Stadium, a multi-purpose sports and entertainment hub which has hosted Super Bowls, Baseball World Series, numerous rock concerts, and now, for the first time, Formula One. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. So with the race not far away from start,
Hello everybody and welcome to Formula 4. Today we're going to spice it up a little bit because last week, as you've seen, the turnout of drivers and with the setup of one or two of the assists, we didn't have an active Q1 because basically there was enough people left in the session to all go through. So we've decided this week we're going to trial a short qualifying. So you will see us here doing a 18-minute session to decide the order of the race. But as usual, I am not alone. I am joined by Diggle. Diggle, how you doing?
Yeah, good to be back. Kind of gutted I missed the pandemonium that occurred last week, but glad to be back for Miami. You know, we've got 2 rounds to go. These pots are heating up. I believe you mentioned pot 4 was rounded off by Chewy last week, so big congratulations to him. But still, pots 1, 2 and 3, front end of the grid. Let's see what these guys can do this evening.
Yes, we know. We just spoke with Draftas, didn't we? And he let us know that next week he actually won't be here. He's 24 points behind Kiza, and you need to get the full 25 points. You need pole position, and as we mentioned with Draftas' assists, he doesn't participate in qualifying, as we've seen Energetics going sideways there. So yeah, Draftas not able to close it down, being 24 points behind. So now the only fight for pot 3 is between Kiza and J-Marts. J-Marts being 27 points behind. That is a big mountain to climb, but we've got Energetics coming round the final corner now. I think, can we get an on board with Diggle as usual, things we missed last week?
I can go for it. New track, different layout, not 100% sure, but it's definitely a nice exit around the final corner. Down into this really tight turn 1. It's got a little bit deep on the brakes, but you've got that peg exit on the right-hand side as well, so come the race, you've got to be careful. It's a very quick, fast-flowing first sector. It's reminds me a lot of the old Valencia track, to be fair, where you've got these nice thick curves, you can just kind of ride them and the car kind of sticks like it's on rails. As long as it's set up, you just want to make sure you don't go over the white line too much, but he's just keeping the lap valid.
Right, now he's
nice
invalid.
apex. Oh, he has invalidated. Oh, he's mugged me off.
Who's behind? Who's behind? We've got a white car behind.
Walker is just in the middle sector as well. So again, this is one of the biggest overtaking points come the race. It's really long back straight, and they've already passed the lovely fake marina that caused a lot of controversy in real life Formula 1. But coming into these final couple of corners, I'd say reminiscent of like Texas, which we're going to be at next week. It's all really tight, slow pace. You want to make sure you get the best drive possible to come out of here. And then this little, very peculiar little chicane. Again, it's like car parking there. You're going very slow, low gears, and just want to make sure you don't come up against that nice bright blue wall. As nice as it looks, you don't want to be touching it. But again, he goes purple beginning of the session. Second DRS zone again. We'll be here a little while before he gets down to the final couple corners of the track, but gives the drivers a nice opportunity to try and make some moves. And then we're coming to the final 2 corners. This nice left-hander that opens up. Pits are going to be on your right. You don't want to miss that if you're going to be aiming for those. Touching the curve, and then literally just a quick flick right, and it's across the line for a lap of Miami.
Yes, fantastic on board there with Diggle. Walker getting a 128.4. Yes, we missed it last week and they had to suffer me, and unfortunately didn't realise that the mute button doesn't work on my mic, and yeah, they had to suffer me shouting at my dog. So apologies.
No, we don't talk about Bruno, it's fine.
No, we don't talk about Bruno. But yes, so 128.4, time to beat. Only 2 times on the board at the minute. Not many people out either, really, so maybe a few people wait until the end of the session till the track's greened in, but like I say, a short qualifying today, so we will only see 18 minutes of qualifying today.
I mean, I've only been back for the first part of this quali so far, and tinfoil hat's going back on. I'm really hoping all these drivers are aware it is a short quali and they don't think it's quali 1, because if we were doing the long quali like you mentioned, they'd all be going through. So I'm really hoping they do actually go out on track at some point so we get some more track action. P's really taking the curbs in the middle sector, and unfortunately he did invalidate going under the bridge. So I think that might catch a couple of our boys out this evening. As next through that same section is Xerxes. Where's he going to go with the Puma driver? As we just see, was that Liam who crossed the line with the 27.9?
It was, yes.
Xerxes masters that little section as well. I'm going to be interested to see if anyone goes for any overtakes there.
Yeah, it's, like you say, quite a slow section, so it's somewhere where someone with a big set of cojones could be brave to try and stick it down the inside and forcing the other car off the racing line.
And just jumping on backboard and next across the line, I believe we're going to have the first Puma of the 3 this evening. Xerxes crossing the line and goes fastest for the 27.6.
Fantastic.
So unlike normal where we have these different sessions, we are going to see everyone just gunning for it in this session. There's going to be no putting a bit of a time in to try and be safe. They're just going to want to hit the ground running and just try and get those quick laps in as soon as possible. Glock crossing line in P2, less than a tenth, separating him and Xerxes.
That was phenomenal from Xerxes, and you know, to be a tenth in front of Glock, anybody would be happy with that.
Of course, and like you said, you're going to have a big pair of cojones on you around this track. It's latest of the late breakers, carrying as much speed as you can where possible. It's a high risk versus high reward around Miami. Again, we've not done running here before in the league, but from footage, gameplay, and even real life F1, it's very much, you just have to do as much as you can. A bit like Baku in that way, as Pease gets all out of shape in the middle sector, going under the bridge again. So he's struggling with the rear end by the looks of it a little bit there. Championship contender, and he's lost the rear end again.
Oh, and smashing his rear wing for good measure. Really wanting to get out of the way as the Puma car comes round.
And saying about Puma, Woot across the line with a 27.2, 4 tenths clear up at the front already.
Yes, Woot unfortunately out of contention now for the title, but he didn't even race a full season, and he was well in with a chance up until the points was spread out last race. But yes, as you say, P's really struggling with this track here, but he is 13 points in front of DJ.
Sorry to jump in, Callum. He's just lost the rear around the fake marina. I was just riding on board with the third Puma to see where he went. Do carry on, Bloom. Sorry.
No, good to have another set of eyes on track. That's always good. Something that I missed out on last week. But yes, Pease just needs to score an additional 12 points on top of what DJ scores today, and then he will claim that Pot 1 title and also the overall Season 4 title too. Because not only is the Pot 1 going to have its own title, but it will also mean the overall driver title as well.
No, of course it is. And out of all the stadiums to have it at as well, a brand new track for these guys. So don't know who's been getting the laps in throughout the week leading up to this, but I'm personally excited to see what they can make of this track. We've seen some decent racing in real life, but I want to see what they can do now.
Yeah, we had the title decider last week, Chewy taking Pot 4, just as similar with the real F1 with Max Verstappen taking his title in the Japanese Grand Prix. As much to his surprise as it was.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was a surprise to everyone the way they covered that, so hopefully we'll do a bit of a better job if that happens here this evening.
Yes, we bit more of a strict point scoring system, so no confusion there on how the points will be divided up come the end of the race. But we got the 3 Castrol drivers, only 3 supporting Castrol today, and Sloth getting very loose. That little, I don't even know what you call it, that chicane section just before the bridge at the very end of Sector 2, causing a lot of drivers some dramas. Sloth having to abort his lap there.
It's very reminiscent of like the Singapore Sling used to have that little like 3-corner chicane in the middle sector that used to catch a lot of drivers out with a high curb. They removed it off that track to try and make better racing, and Miami's just stepped in and gone, we'll give it another go. So Mikey G, funny enough, going through that same section, doesn't opt to take too much curb, but keeps the car settled, low gears, and he's got a decent drive as well down the back straight. He does have a car behind him. can't quite tell if that car is on a lap on it. It's one
Well,
of the reserve drivers.
I was just on board with him before that lap, before we came to him on that section, and yeah, he was behind them 2 cars that are behind him now, so a little bit of traffic, so I wouldn't be surprised if that affected his lap time, as it does look to be quite low down the order. Yeah, 129.0.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. He's definitely going to have to run again. They've got time as far as I'm aware, even though there's a nice yellow flag blocking our timing screen again like normal.
Yes. As
saw both the Samsung drivers, Pease and Walker, both weaving, warming up the tyres down that same straight as well. And saying so, Mikey G's gone round in the first sector again, the rear of the car. And luckily there's ghosting, because that could have been a big hit for him and Energetics there.
He needs to get out of the way. John Player special car coming through. And
he's going to have to do Samsung's coming up behind him quick as well on a lap.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ride on board with Pease, because Pease, as we say, title contention for tonight, let alone a comfortable lead to take it, if not this race, the next.
Just going to kind of jump on that and say DJ, the challenger, crossing the line with a 28.0, so still got to find a little bit more time there if he wants to try and continue this fight into next week.
Yeah, Wouter 4/10 clear of anybody else at the top. And as you say, 7.5 tenths clear of DJ, but Pease, the main focus is going to be there, and he was riding them curbs. He's trying to take that section pretty fast, and he manages to keep hold of it there, but it didn't look very stable. But ramping down this back straight now, sector 3, pretty much all one long straight and then a hairpin, then the penultimate corner to the finishing line, and he's locking up his brakes there. No ABS on this car. What time are we going to see? He's really struggling to get the traction down. He is trying to get everything out of this car, and he crosses the line and he takes provisional pole with a 127.1. Fantastic from the Samsung driver.
That is a man who wants to wrap this championship up and, you know, have a bit of a relaxing race next week. That is what that is right there. Just having a quick look at all these yellows that keep flagging up, I keep thinking something's happening. Just for the viewers watching as well, it is purely drivers that are going down that back straight, warming up their tyres to start their flying lap. They're slowing down, the game's just automatically giving us that. And as I say that, we've got a Samsung that's got really wide at the Marina Bay.
Yeah, the Pease, he's on a cool down lap, but he just sort of come out of it entirely, because I think Walker might be going again.
Walker's invalidated this run, so he nearly swerved to across the front of his teammate. Bit of miscommunication between the Samsung boys there, but subsequently sitting 1st and 7th so far.
Oh, and there's a response.
Saying that with a 26.7. Ooh. I mean, I think it's time to say it's getting a bit spicy.
It is. It's very spicy.
Very spicy. Right, just seeing where we got. Looking at the people who haven't set a lap time really. Droftas is on track. I believe that's just probably to do a bit of a sighter and go back in. Sloth, though, on a run, he's going through this little chicane. I'm gonna have to think of a name for that one at some point. And then he just tapped the wall coming out there, but didn't see anything come off the car. Luckily, we don't run the full simulation damage, so what can the Castrol driver do? He's got teammates currently sat in 8th and 11th. We've seen Sloth with pace before this season. We know he could be quick. Can he bring the lap to a close? Tied up with a nice little bow. 2 corners to go. It's going to be quite easy to get to the line from here. Where's he going to go? Across the line for the Castrol team himself. Puts himself up into 3rd with a 27.5.
Wow, that is an amazing time for Sloth.
No, don't get me wrong. I'd never ever say I'm as quick as that man. But that did not look like it was the neatest lap either. So there's definitely more time in that tank for him.
Well, more time in the tank, but we only have 4 minutes 14 left in this session. Now we're only doing a short qualifying, so yes, all of your qualifying flavour is going to be concentrated here now. 4 minutes left to fight out for pole. Is it going to be Wouter? Is it going to be Pease? Pease 4/10 behind Wouter currently, so yes, they will have a lot to say, but Death Dragon also we're focusing on this session to see 9/10 behind his main rival right now.
Of course, and well, obviously the main points are going to be with the race coming up later this evening, so we have seen all sorts happen. But Sloth, I don't know if he was going for another run, though, it's just validated as that, but I don't know if DJ is going to be trying again. He's going back out again. I'm expecting to see a flood of cars come out back onto the track maybe in the next minute or two. But I still wouldn't count out after quali. We've seen in this league many things can happen.
Well, yes. I mean, we touched on it very early on. 13 races this season. A mistake here will cost you dearly. And let's not forget as well, Pease was absent 1 week. He was on holiday. So Death Dragon, as we covered last week, the only driver this season to attend all 11 and now all 11 previous Q3 sessions. He was the only driver to make it into Q3 every single race. P's only missing out on that because of being absent.
When we've seen him take the fight to Pease as well on track, and he's taken advantage of every time that Pease hasn't been where he should be if there's been an issue. I'm actually riding on board with DJ at the moment. He is a 10th.5 up already in the first sector. He's going to need a little bit more than that to close up on the top 5.
But as you say, you know, 13 points behind. He just needs to maintain that consistency. And if Pease was to make a mistake here, or if Pease and Wouter come together lap 1, turn 1, then, you know, it's all for the taking.
I mean, I don't know what happened earlier on today with the Aussie stream. I hope they all had a great race and a great time doing so. But I can't help but think that we may get a couple safety cars here later on. Obviously, you never want to see anyone crash out, but the safety cars are what give us these random strategies that come out of nowhere. We've seen DJ pull them off before. As talking of him, he's just rounding the final part of the lap now. Where is he going to go? He's currently sat on a 28 flat. He crosses the line with a 27.4. That's more like it. That'll be to P3.
Yes. That's putting the pressure on. But I do have to mention Walker. Looks like he's retired. He's DNF'd possibly. Couldn't catch what had happened, and but his car's reset to pits. So, yeah, not sure what happened
looks
to
like
Walker.
he lost it where DJ is on track at the moment, where I believe it's where Mick Schumacher had the shunt in real life. Was that on this track?
No, you're thinking Saudi, probably.
Yeah, very likely. But it was staying in that first sector, the very first chicane you kind of hit. It looks like he may have had a moment there. But I cannot confirm nor deny, as I do not have footage.
So, as you say, a lot of cars now out on track. They're going to be starting their flights as we look on stream, as all the cars are weaving down that back straight, trying to get the temperature into the tyres to get maximum adhesion from the tyres to, put the pressure down. And Xerxes putting almost too much pressure down on his pedal, but his back end kicked out a little bit. But DRS open as he crosses the line to try and start his final attempt to improve his time here.
Unfortunately, just due to everyone coming out on track and us not getting the outlap pin up anymore, I've kind of lost who is going to be first across the line. I want to say it's going to be Kieser, but I don't want to commit to that answer because DJ is coming around the final part now.
DJ will be setting a valid time, I believe.
DJ going again, maybe. He's had a cool down lap and he'll go for another run, possibly.
Yes, no flashing fuel lights, so we should have enough on board. Kieser, as you say, I think will be next. Setting a valid lap as the checkered flag is flown, so anybody crossing the line now will be their final attempt.
Castrol spin off round the fake marina. Keys across the line, rounding up into P11. So that's a 28.4 he ends the session on. Next across the line, we've got another Castrol coming down. Which one is it going to be? It's going to be Mikey G. Crossing the line, he stays P12 with a 28.3. We've got JPS going very slow near the pair entrance there. Possibly staying out the way of Energetics.
Energetics does improve. Gets up into P9 for now.
Kind of missed what happened there in regards to that. We've got Liam's going into this. He's bailed out of the lap. Oh, is it Glock?
I think the Glock's there, but I'm not really sure what happened. But let's try.
He's out. He's actually out. But P's crossing the line though for his second run. Stays second with a 26.8, just falling short. Next across the line, going to be Wouter. He improves with a 26.6.
Wow.
Next behind him, we're going to have the Samsung. Is that going to be? That is going to be Droftas, I believe. Droftas crosses the line with a 28.2.
Xerxes pits.
Xerxes in. Who's that going to be next?
Callum.
I believe that'll be Callum. For Puma, up to 14th with a 28.8.
So, Death Dragon.
DJ next. And it stays third with 27.4.
Wow.
So then, Wouter, Pease and DJ.
Yes, DJ in the comments.
Trio in this league, eh?
Yeah, it's always you three. Yeah, DJ in the comments. Evening, lads. Evening, DJ. Hope that session was good for you. Third place is awarded to DJ, but Wouter taking the 2 additional points. So less points now for Peas and DJ to fight it out with. 22 points left up for grabs for finishing first and an additional point for fastest lap. So that is how these drivers can contend with each other. But yes, running down the order. Sloth, good show from him. Xerxes 5th, Block 6th, not sure what happened to him on the final lap. Liam 7th, Walker 8th, Droftas 9th, which is the first time we've seen him up in the top 10. Energetics 10th, J Marks 11th, Keezer 12th, Mikey G 14th. Mikey G 13th, Callum, Bannister, then some others because my screen went black.
To be fair, this is going to show how professional I am when it comes to this kind of stuff. Pot 2, please refresh my memory on that. That was Curtis and
Mikey G. Now,
Mikey
G. Now, there's 25 points difference between them. So, with neither of them getting pole position, neither one is going to be winning the title as of yet. But basically, when
if I'm not mistaken, Curtis isn't in the session.
Oh, that.
Curtis isn't here this evening. This is a massive chance for Mikey G. Mikey G.
That shows my attention span entirely. So Mikey G needs to score maximum amount of points to try and close that gap, because if it stays as it is, if Mikey G DNFs and does not score any points here today, it will not be possible for him to beat Curtis. He could only draw with him, but that would require Mikey G to get pole position, to get fastest lap, and to win the next race, which we've all seen some bizarre, spicy pandemonium things happen at these races, but it's looking strong for Curtis. But as you say, he's not here, so this is an opportunity for Mikey G to step it up.
Well, that's the thing, and if there's anyone who's been showing up the last couple of races at the end, we always seem to find it's Mikey or Curtis. They just seem to come out of nowhere on an alternate strategy. So even though he's down in 13th, I definitely wouldn't count him out for like a top 5, top 6 finish this evening.
Well, yeah, Mikey G has been on the podium. I think his best finish is a 3rd place, and that was, as you say, a pandemonium session with some safety cars, and he just made the right calls at the right time. Call it luck, call it racing gods, but he managed to get on that podium, and within merit as well. So he was there, having earned that position.
Just looking at the tyres, pretty much everyone is starting on the hards here this evening. It looks like we could be looking at a one-stop race. Keezer, funny enough, the man we're talking about, Mikey G, and Gogs all going for the mediums, so they're near the back end. That pace difference may try and help them out early on, and again, may help Mikey out in what he's trying to do in regards to the points.
Yes. Before the session starts, quick touch on Pot 3. Pot 3 currently led by Keezer with 107 points. He's 24 points in front of Droftas. Now, Droftas didn't get pole position and is absent next week. So Droftas is as well as out of the contention. Only J Marks left to fight that one. But J Marks, who ironically is 1 position in front of Keezer, 27 points difference. So Keezer has to score more points. J Marks has to score more points than Keezer to stay in contention, and that looks like Energetics sideways after that chicane section there.
Tell you what, that was a lot more calmer than what I was seeing on my screen. I think my signal nearly dropped there. I just saw Wouter and Peas nearly go into a wall, and then all of a sudden they teleported back onto track. So thank you, internet provider, this evening. Can you please just bear with?
Yes, please. Stay with us, Diggle. We missed your baritones last week, and I wish to have them this week as much as I possibly can. But yes, our drivers lining up on the line. Xerxes lighting up them rear tyres and trying to get into his grid spot. And a lovely job he's doing of lighting up them tyres there. So are we going to get a good view?
Mine is not showing what you're showing, unfortunately, so I'm going to be jumping across to the stream, just keep an eye on the start bloom.
And we have... too many lights. They're all going all over the place. And we have lights out, and it's go, 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 but the lights haven't quite gone out. And do we have a jump? Xerxes is way up at the top, but I didn't see the message flash up. So Xerxes currently P1 going into turn 1. And P's got in front of Wouter as well. And can he hold the position? He's got the inside line. And he's ahead. P's is ahead. Currently on this section, Wouter third. After that,
Xerxes did not jump the start. It has not come up on the race director.
That is crazy.
Lightning reaction for the Puma driver. Brilliant start.
But Xerxes maintaining a good position there. Let's get the position changes up. I say maintaining. He's lost the position, obviously, because Xerxes jumped so high up. He's kind of dropping back, though. I feel like he's trying to hand positions back. I feel he might think he's jumped, but the game didn't recognise that either. But not too many positions changed. J-Mart's dropped behind Keyser now, so that's important for the Part 3 battle. And we're going side by side with Xerxes and Liam Yes. I always call him Liam Yes, even though it's Liam Yeah, but never mind.
I thought you just said his name and you were yes because you're excited. But okay.
But relatively pandemonium-free start of the session. Glock losing out 4 places there. Not really sure what happened to him at the end of qualifying nor at the start of this race, but not the biggest gainer here.
No, well, Mikey G unfortunately dropping that position as well by the looks of it down the back end. Pease with the start he would have wanted, Wouter and DJ.
Callum, there was a move between Callum and Gogs, but I think Callum completely missed his braking point and shot straight on. But now into the pits. Keyser also in the pits. 5-second penalty. Callum 5-second penalty.
So you had to say there was no pandemonium. It's all happening now. Sloth down in 17th, so something's happened there.
He's in the pits, so yeah, there has been pandemonium pursuing here, but normal proceedings resume. We've got Pease, Wouter and DJ up in the top 3, but Pease in front. And we've got a big yellow flag. What's that? DJ really suffering there. He was on the inside of the track where I'm not really sure what was going on there, but he down in 12th, lost 9 places, now 10 places possibly, yes. And is suffering. The Pot 1 title may be decided through that little error, that little mistake, whatever occurred there, as he's battling with J-Marts, getting round these tight section. J-Marts catching the wall on the inside. So DRS assistance will be enabled this next lap. Pease and Wouter not more than 4 tenths between them.
I say I'm trying to keep on board there. I think I'm having a slight issue on my end. For some reason, my timing screen is showing all sorts of stuff at the moment. We'll be keeping it on the stream and we'll be continuing to continue the commentary with. I will just do a quick reset on my end though, in regards to leaving the commentary booth and taking a step straight back in.
Yes, so Wouter 4 tenths behind Pease, keeping the pressure on DRS assistance this lap. And we've got Glock climbing a few positions. There was a little bit off track there, but there's he's side by side with Energetics coming round. Droftas also applying pressure from behind. But yes, nice tidy racing between this quartet, as we've got Gogs also joining this battle.
Yeah, they're making the most of the track there, especially like I say around that beginning sector as well. It's a nice wide track, so there's so many different lines you can take there. So it's nice to keeping it nice and clean, being courteous in regards to the room left. But yeah, they are really going for a bit of a ding-dong, as you like to say.
Yes, I mean, like you say, really tight in this section, and these 4 cars with absolute precision in their decision making, in their positioning of the cars. And yeah, they really know how to keep it fair, but also to keep the fight on. And I'm going to have to jump up top. Pease and Wouter. Wouter was in 2 tenths there. Wouter all over the back of Pease Samsung, but DRS assistance. Wouter with the fastest lap is coming along, looking down on the inside. Xerxes also takes the fastest lap, but Wouter claiming that position. Can he keep hold of it? And for now, he is in the lead for Puma. But Pease is not giving up lightly at all, keeping the pressure on. And we've also got the train further back as well. But this excitement just can't take your eyes off at all.
Talk about eyes, there'll be a second setback in the lobby shortly, so I'll be able to keep you updated on that train.
Oh no, and there's been a collision. Glock and Energetics have come together, but that put Droftas off as well as carbon fibre as an end plate of somebody's car on the track. And we now have a full course caution in the way of a safety car. That yellow dot coming out of the pits. So the race is now neutralised. Energetics, we've lost Energetics.
Stepped out of the commentary booth for less than 2
And there he is.
minutes.
Oh, Keyser driven through Energetics there, but he was pretty solid until he got fairly close. But this will allow Keyser, Callum and Sloth to get back into this session because they had early pandemonium. But now, lap 4 of 29, I don't think we're going to see many pit stops here because the hard runners...
I think maybe the mediums could go onto the hards, but I don't think there is anyone on track still on the mediums. Or I could be wrong. Oh, they're all a couple.
Yes.
Keys is on the softs as well. He could ditch those for the pressure rubber.
Gogs and Mikey. Mikey G. Ooh. And Gogs has got no front wing, so Gogs will be pitting. Maybe that was part of the pandemonium we've seen. We've also got Droftas in the pits, so no surprise there because we did see him involved in that collision. Glock able to carry on. Keyser on softs, maybe this would be a prime opportunity for him to recorrect his strategy, and I do think he is coming in.
Yeah, he'd have a better start, but those tyres are just going to fade so fast, and everyone else is still going to have to pit in front of him anyway. You might as well get onto the same tyre, have the higher tyre life, better grip, and kind of attack again, re-strategize, reset.
And a very good point here as well. Keyser coming in, and because he sped into the pits earlier, he had a 5-second penalty, which he's now served. Therefore, his now race time will be his actual time. Whereas the likes of Callum will still have his 5-second penalty applied at his next pit stop, which may be more crucial to a strategy, whereas Keyser can forfeit the 5 seconds there and it won't actually cost him anything.
Well, in regards to safety car side of things, looking at the championship, we've got Mikey G up into 6th now. DJ down in 9th. He's going to need to get himself back into this fight. He's going to need to have a good restart. He's got Glock ahead of him, and then he's got his teammate Pillars, who started at the back, I believe. So that's a brilliant start so far for Pillars.
Let's find positions changed, and yes, Pillars gained 10 places out of 17, and he's currently in 7th. So good maths. Did start at the back, but DJ, like you say, really needing to close that gap because as it stands. Quick maths, I'm not sure if he can snatch it if the race was to finish in this order. So yeah, Death Dragon really needing to close the gap as much as he possibly can. Clear some cars in front. But we have seen him on track a few times with Pillars, and Pillars have really brought the game up for his Pot 1 teammate. Because he's given him some ride for his money, where we thought team orders would come into play. He's really been giving him a good battle, and rightfully so, because he's earned that position on merit most of the time. But we do have Callum in the pits now. Maybe he's listening to the stream and clocked that he could serve his 5-second penalty.
It's definitely worth getting rid of it now. Like I say, you don't have to worry about anything at that stage, and this early on, it's not going to affect your strategy too much. Like I say, it's going to be one-stop race effectively from here on. Anyone who's done the pits, they're going to cash back up and just kind of, time to relax, reset, kind of get the mindset back on.
Yeah. Now, really light on the comments in the box tonight. Any viewers watching, please give us your views. Tell us what you're thinking, who you're supporting, whether we think the Pot 1 battle will be decided tonight, or whether it will all carry over and we'll have some final race action for deciding the title.
I mean, I personally think we've got a lot more action still to come here. It's only been 6 laps, I think, of everything that's already happened. we're not even a third of the way through this race yet. I had to double check my math there, but mental arithmetic is still a bit dodgy. But yeah, like, why not? We've got people out. I would say personally, without no disrespect to the drivers, people in positions that they not normally are. It's a track where we're only seeing a couple overtakes at certain points of the track, so it means people are trying to get their elbows out early on. And as I say that, there you go, safety cars in this, that. Everyone's going to be wanting to get the best start they can. DRS is going to be off for a couple of laps, so let's just see what these guys can do.
Yeah, Callum just managing to catch back up with the pack there, so perfectly timed from his pit stop. But Wouter now needs to perfectly time the restart, and he's not quite gone yet. He's still not gone because he knows that long straight Pease will be able to have him. And there we go, he's away, he's going.
Yeah, it's a good start, and to be fair, it was a good reaction from Liam as well, just behind. Who didn't? Zerks has got a bit caught out there napping. Walker's already looking at the inside into one.
Oh no!
Liam into one! He was there on the brakes. Liam, I think, has actually got away with that scot-free.
I think he has, but Walker completely pirouette there, plummeted down into last place. He was looking for the move.
Of an overspeed, of a slipstream, and some cold tyres by the looks of it. But unfortunately, it's all J-Mars down the back now. Something's happened with the Castrol driver.
So it's all this pop pandemonium that we're talking about, just completely playing with the order of proceedings. Pillars now gaining another position. Mikey G dropping down. Pillars 11 positions gained, but most importantly, Death Dragon still behind Mikey G, not able to get that position. Some position changes behind also, but
yeah,
wanting to.
Keys, Droftas and Sloth nearly 3 wide going into this next corner, and doing so, Sloth's got deep. No, they are 3 wide. There's a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, but Sloth's just squeezed back through. Droftas down to 13th, even Keyser, and Sloth running it. Sloth's just held on to that position.
Absolute precision, as I say. They know where to put the car, and that slow section, as you say, you just have to have the big corners to put the car where it needs to be, and it kind of leaves the guy on the outside no choice but to surrender as Droftas makes his way past Keyser with phenomenal straight line speed and maybe under braking. Oh, I thought he was going to take Sloth as well, but he actually loses out the position trying to get himself back online.
Oh, we had a collision. Oh, Walker's round again, fortunately, so it's definitely not been the restart for him that he's going to be wanted again. He's got plenty of time. Just get his head down. I'm still confident there's still more pandemonium coming this way.
Sloth managing to take the position from Bannister there, and Droftas behind Bannister now, looking to take the position also.
Down front, Wouter still holding that gap. His piece is sticking with him just within half a second. Liam's just outside what would be the DRS, but doing a stellar job up in P3 in the reserve car. And then, yeah, we got Xerxes, who's got a little bit of a train behind him. We've got Glock and Pillars. This is probably a trio that we've seen fight many times before in other leagues. But bit of a nostalgic feel to this little battle for 4th place.
Yeah, I'm going to flip down now, though. Bannister losing out a few positions there. Droftas did make his way past, and then Callum also slipping in there. But Mikey G is round. Mikey G is round. I was just about to go to him, but he's now facing the wrong way.
Again, those Castrol drivers seem to always be magnetised together, unfortunately. There's always at least in a pair. You always get them in 2s, but that's unfortunate for Mikey G's. Again, same as previous in regards to Walker, he just needs to keep his head down, and more importantly for Mikey, he just needs to get to the end of the race.
Yes.
Any points right now are crucial. He just needs to get across that line.
Well, that's the problem, though, isn't it? We've covered it on the commentary, and we're just applying the commentator's curse to that Castrol.
But I think it's going to heat up a little bit, and now at the front, DRS active. We're going to have 2 battles. I think it's going to really come to blows. We're going to have Xerxes and Glock in the battle for 4th, and of course Wouter and Pease.
Well, I'm just on board with Sloth as he's making his way with ERS assistance. No, and he's caught him. He's caught him. I didn't get a good view on that on the stream, but I did see what he tried to send it up the inside of Keyser and just completely got his nose taken off. So really unfortunate there for J-Mars.
I'm saying, so we've got Pease closing in on Wouter coming into the first DRS zone. At the end of that, he got right up the back. Didn't go for the move just yet. He may be lining it up for the next straight coming up in a couple of corners. I'm starting to think you are right, the commentator's curse. I mentioned about all the Castrols being together. There they are, unfortunately. Not a nice evening for them.
Yeah, Wouter really testing the traction on his car, because I think as well went to him on that. As Pease is closing, sorry, Pease is closing, is up on the inside. Is he going to keep the position?
That was a lock by Wouter, but he's just kept his nose ahead. Is he going to get the drive into one?
He will have DRS assistance. This is where the position changed last time. Wouter really covering on the inside. Can Pease now do the switchy-roo? Oh.
We have to try and double it over, but again, like with this track, the first sector kind of plays to Wouter's hand next. It's a very open, fast-flowing part of the track. There's no more heavy braking zones after that first corner where there's any more cutbacks available. So Wouter's just survived that attack onslaught from Pease for another round.
Well, Wouter took Pease on the inside there, so we knew that was the place to defend.
It's definitely going to be I think mind games between these two guys for this one. Both on similar battery deployment as well, so they're both being smart, using it where they need to. Wouter a little bit more, but it looks like Pease is just going to go for the move. There it is. Pease takes the lead. Oh, he's gone up the inside. Is Wouter going to have a response under brakes? Wouter cuts back, but the inside does go to Pease. It'll be his corner, and he'll be able to plant the car in the middle of the road right before we get to this little tight chicane. Kind of single files it out, and Pease is now going to lead the way onto the back straight. DRS is going to be open for Wouter. Does he have a response to the Samsung driver? Can he take back that first place? Coming down the back straight, is he gaining? The ring is open, he's closing the Puma driver, he goes to the left. Pease has left the gap there. Wouter's just going to say thank you very much, under braking. Can he hold it? He does. Back up into first, but it looks like a little bit of contact, but Wouter regains what was his.
Oh, and it looks like Wouter just handed him the position back. That was a bit weird.
I looked away from my monitor for a split second, and Pease was back in front.
I'm not really sure what happened there. I did get it on instant replay though, so we might come back to that one. I wonder if there was an illegal overtake aspect in there, but let's flick down Glock, Droftas, and Keizer having a ding-dong together.
There's a tiny bit of contact, so I don't know if he thought it was more, but as saying so, is a full course caution, a virtual safety car.
Yeah, we've got Bannister with no front wing. I think Slough was also involved. Slough's now pulled over and let Bannister through, so maybe that is Slough taking ownership. But
unfortunately, you won't be able to just let him. He won't be able to let him through that easy under VSC. The game doesn't like it happening and let you go right off track. So I think those guys may have sorted it now. That is very unfortunate there.
Yeah, well, no idea what happened there. But what we can do, we can go to the instant replay.
And in saying so, I believe that recording may have had no audio.
Ah, okay.
From what I can catch on this, and again, I may be wrong.
It's one of them.
Very quiet.
I didn't. Yeah, it didn't happen before. Then it did happen. So I never know whether to talk or not now. But we will get there. Last race of the season.
Your voice covering over that would be absolutely fine.
Yes. What do you mean? But. Right, where are we? Where are we? We are in
You were
Miami.
there and I was here. Way. There we go. Green flag racing after our poor comedy attempt. Pease leads us away again. 3 turns to Wouter.
Yeah, Princess Phoebes pointing out there wasn't any audio. No. Oh, and CM Skates, our Australian commentator, showing the love for the UK side at work. Banging racing so far, awesome comms. Thank you very much, CM Skates.
And we've had a change for position as well between Glock and Xerxes, I believe. So Glock now up into P4.
Xerxes, DRS assistance, using some battery as well, trying to close that gap to Glock, but Glock's straight line speed seemed to be no match for the Puma, but he did get awfully close on that corner speed there. And Xerxes hitting. So is this where we should see?
We are coming up to around that time. The safety car would have definitely helped make a bit more of a decision. Well, he was on the hard, so I'd say maybe a little bit early, to be honest, but
yeah,
the mediums probably could do to the end from here.
But the only thing,
it's kind of like a lesser of two evils in that sense.
Well, one thing I will point out, we don't know what the weather is, and we're on board now with Xerxes, and it's looking pretty dark.
I mean, it's Miami, we just have to assume it's going to be nice and sunny, or some form of dry, but in saying that, Woots is having a look around the outside of Pease. Pease covers off the inside line again, so once again, it's just more view of the rear end of that Samsung for Wooter.
Yes, but we did have a wet Australian race. So there's every chance.
I'm just going to stop presuming things now. I missed 1 week and now it's all gone kaput.
Yeah, it did go kaput when you weren't here, but we don't talk about Bruno. So, and we've got yellow flag sector 2, Droftas corner cutting. So I'm not really sure
that was
what.
A big lock up by Pease. Sorry to jump in there. Pease with a big lock up the tyres. I'm not going to be liking that.
You said that too late. I've gone off. It's always funny doing the commentary when I'm on this screen, you're looking at your screen, and yeah, it's just almost pandemonium. But Xerxes making his way past J-Mart, so now all the Castrals together, 13th, 14th and 15th. But yes,
Keys is in. Keys is in for a pits off the medium, so that'll be a good time for him to come across onto the hards. Anyone under the safety car that did pit onto those mediums could now go to the end easily on the hards. I do generally think Xerxes, there was a good choice, interesting one. Again, the hards could run longer, you could have better mediums at the end, but if you can get the mediums from now, surely the mediums are going to be quicker.
Yes, well, the thing was, we was on board with him as he come out of the pits, but then he was overtaken by Walker and J-Mart just as we flipped over to the front runners. So he's having to reclaim them positions using that fresh rubber that he's gained.
He's getting real sideways through that tight chicane as well. Wooter really having to hit the brakes at the last minute to make sure he doesn't collect the back of the car in front. These guys are glued to each other. He is not letting him go. He's not giving him an inch. Every time there's a little mistake, Wooter is there to have a look, and it looks like Wooter's going to have another look going into this final corner again. It's made, big lock up there by Pease. Wooter goes through, but is Pease going to get the cut back? Is he going to get the drive? He's going to have the inside line now. They're side by side, but it's going to go back in Wooter's favour. They're still running side by side down the main straight. Who's got the DRS? It's going to be Pease. Pease later on the brakes round the outside, and just like that, Wooter just can't keep the car in front.
Just as CM says, banging racing. That is awesome to see these two going flat out, taking different lines and just trying to attack each other in the best way possible.
And it's like, I don't even think they're trying to do it on purpose, but their battery deployment as well, looking on the on-screen display here, it's identical. No one's using, one's not using it more than the other. We've got a Castrol round, is that?
Yeah, and that's full course caution.
Sloth's round. Sloth's round, no front wing on the final, well, I'd say the final corner, it's not technically, but at the end of the DRS straight, we just saw those two fight. Sloth is in.
So VSC now neutralising any sort of battle going on, but the only closest to is Pease and Wooter in traditional Pease and Wooter fashion.
I mean, silver lining for Sloth, he was going to have to pit sooner or later on those mediums. They were 13 laps old. He's got a fresh set of hards, new front wing. It's time to get underway again.
Yeah, and the VSC's done him a favour by negating some of the time lost under that pit. So where else have we got battles? We did miss. I think Xerxes did make his way past Walker under that.
Got Droftas on the back of the two Marlboros, back of the green.
You can see.
Wooter, well, right where they left off, really.
Yeah, Wooter He's not defending the inside line, but Wooter's possibly a little bit too far back and he's locking his brakes, making sure he doesn't run into the back of the Samsung.
Yeah, both these guys are pushing very hard. There's a lot of lockups happening, but you know what? If they keep the car on track and keep the pace they're doing, why not? It's not causing them any harm, no.
Well, yes, but when you watch these two on board, you can really see the lack of assists they use, because the traction, you can hear it as they're trying to feather it, finding the absolute prime position for the throttle. And as I say, with no ABS, and P's just giving us a wee wave for all the spectators. But DRS assistance, ERS assistance, Wooter is coming down on the outside at the end of Sector 2. Can he keep the position? He's now got the inside line for this right-hander. His nose is in front of P's. Will anyone forfeit? Yes, and Wooter has taken that position from the Samsung driver.
P's knows there's a championship on the line here. He's not going to go for something that could risk possibly ending it a race early, for himself, that is. Just to kind of touch back, we do have a yellow in the first sector. It's one of the Castrol boys has gone round, unfortunately. I believe
that was Mikey G.
Mikey G again. Unfortunately, he's just not having the best of race this evening. Again, he's just got to get to the end. He's missing an end plate.
He is. And he's going to be under threat from Walker, but he's just surrendered that position because of the damage.
It's going to be a long drive back to pits for him. And Wooter at the front is in pits.
Speak of pits, Wooter's in.
There we go. And Glock follows him in as well. I was just going to touch on, actually, while they are doing the pit stops here, a bit of a shout out for Liam. He's had a quiet one so far, but something P3 just kind of doing his own thing. He's not come from under threat from the likes of Glock and the guys behind. He was within about 2 seconds of P's and Wooter, so he's kind of steadied the gap and just kind of vibing his own little race.
Yeah, so as you say, currently second, probably net third, and yeah, just minding his own business. 14 seconds in front of the championship protagonist, DJ. But Wooter, mentioned DJ, Wooter has actually come out behind P's rival, so he's going to have to try and get clear of the Marlborough, and I don't think Death Dragon is going to give up much of a fight.
He's not going to want to hold up someone who could possibly be taking away points from P's in this race. He's going to want every bit, anything he can use to kind of go his way.
That is a good shout. And Sloth taking fastest lap, 1:31.1. Another yellow flag. We've got a...
one of the Marlboroughs, by the looks of it, went round at the marina. Just a quick shout on this, I believe we could be seeing P's in the pits because he has no battery deployment. He had used everything he had on this in-lap. So clearly the undercut worrying the Samsung driver because he has floored it in. Yeah. Where is Wooter? He's rounding the last couple of corners now. This is going to be close. Remember, the pit exit is coming on to turn 2, so it's a bit of a longer drive for Wooter.
Yeah, but
Wooter's down across the line now. I don't know where Pease is. Pease is leaving the pits. He's got the longer route round turn 1, but it looks like he may have pulled this off. He's done it.
Yeah, you can just see
DJ, importantly, may actually be ahead of Pease. They're side by side on exit. Oh, DJ just gets it.
DJ still yet to pit, but yes, as you say, he can hold up Pease now. And that's not a good day for Pease, because Pease is now in trouble, having to get past his main championship rival to try and chase one of the biggest threats he probably seen race by race in the shape of Wooter.
I mean, that's insane how one lap has cost over 3 seconds. Bear in mind those guys were separated by 4, a couple of tenths. The gap's now nearly 4 seconds. I've no idea what that noise was, by the way, when he came out the pits, but it was close.
But yeah, Wooter, I think, also doing the same as Pease. Wooter with virtually no battery deployment, using as much as he possibly can to get away. But Pease right on the gearbox of that Marlborough, already side by side. DRS not even open yet, and he was in front.
I mean, it's not going to be a nice sight to see for DJ, unfortunately. Your main championship rival, who's a pit stop ahead of you, passing you again back on track. But, you know, still, what, 11, 12 laps to go? Oh, I still want to be hopeful and say anything can happen. But Wooter with the fastest lap at 29.7. 4 seconds to lead now over Pease.
Well, now Pease clear air. Can he close the gap? Because we've only ever seen Pease and Wouter where they're having to consider about defending who in clear air is actually the faster driver, because as you say, 4 seconds separate these two now, both on very similar aged tyres, same compound. We will now see who is actually got the outright pace, but yeah, both of them nursing some dead batteries.
I mean, there's a few drivers out there on more rubber. It says they've stopped, but there are a few out of position still, so I don't know if people are holding out for a weather change or possibly another safety car, but the likes of Droftas and Gogs could theoretically try and push it to the end there, Callum as well.
One Glock on the braking, he's trying to take Droftas.
What a move!
I'm surprised he got the car stopped there. I thought he was going to be going into Austin for the next race. Oh, well, we've lost Keyser.
And it's a safety car. Full course.
Keyser, not sure what happened, but you should see him on the right hand side here. He's facing the wrong way without we're missing his front right wheel. So unfortunately we do lose Keyser, but anybody who hasn't pit like DJ now will benefit the most. Drive through for Bannister speeding under the safety car. That is really unfortunate, but Bannister is down near the bottom, so hopefully won't affect his finishing result too much, but that is not what anybody would want.
It, but DJ, Droftas, two people that are going to benefit massively from this safety car.
Yeah. Gogs also in. Be surprised if we don't see Callum, and J Mart's in also. DJ going for softs. That is spicy.
I mean, to be fair, they're what? They're going to run another 2 laps at least under the safety car if you can look after them.
DJ, everybody behind DJ who could have taken the position from him pitting, also pitted.
So DJ on fresh rubber, and he's going to close up to the back. So, I mean, I know there's this commentator's curse, but this is, they couldn't be more to what we were just saying.
Well, yes, it's going to bring the live action as we see, as we said, the fake marina there. DJ is giving himself the best possible opportunity to extend this battle to next week. But just imagine this, we could finish this race and DJ could still be within very good contention of winning the title. Then next week, as you say, anything could happen. All it takes is one DNF from either one of these drivers, and that will completely sway the title the opposite way.
I mean, I'm not even looking to next week yet. We've still got 10 laps of this to go. And we've got DJ sat in fifth with fresh softs. Yeah. I mean, like, anything can happen tonight, let alone next week. Like, DJ could... We've seen Stranger Things. You know, DJ could be up on that podium by the end of the race. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I've watched Stranger Things. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, you never know. We've seen weirder things in the real F1. You know, all we need is someone to do a Grosjean and just crash into the wall, weaving.
I've seen weirder things. That's a great show, man.
A lesser popular BBC show.
Oh, Glock's in. Oh, so DJ. I thought, yeah, DJ up to fourth now.
Now, as you say, I think we haven't even done Driver of the Day poll.
I'm sorry, is it me or didn't Droftas just pit? And now he's pitting again for a set of softs. Was that a possible strategy error via the game that's put him onto the used hards?
Oh, maybe.
And also, to be fair, touching on the back end of the grid very quickly, this brings Mikey G back into it. If he can catch the back of that safety car, then that would be brilliant, because again, he just needs as many points as he can get.
So who else should we put in for Driver of the Day? I'm going with Liam and Death Dragon. So let's look at our positions gained. Pillars, I think, is definitely one deserving of a shout on there. And Gogs. Gogs, a name that me and you have seen in league racing for many years. Relatively new to Formula 4, but doing a fantastic job in the reserve car.
I mean, you say we've seen him. That's very generous for us. He's normally miles ahead up the road. But yeah, I know what you mean.
So where else should we be looking?
I mean, I was just going to put like down to the likes of Wooter and Pease. They've done a stellar job, but whoever's going to come out on top, I still can't tell.
I think I'll go with that.
I was going to say I'd possibly throw Xerxes in on this, purely due to his start, the consistency he's had throughout the race. He's still sat in P6 on a fresh set of softs. He's still up to where he was at the beginning. From Pot 2 driver, he's done a great job so far.
And we haven't had many comments on the stream tonight, but we need to get your votes in for driver of the day. So anybody there, get your votes in now. Because, yes, we need them. But we probably have one more lap under the safety car, which will bring us on to lap 23. With leaving us 7 laps of racing. Yes, that short pause was me counting.
Just about to ask, but
you know, I had to.
Mikey G's beat the pit.
I'm just glad it weren't more than 10. I didn't have to take the trousers off to count my toes.
Well, hey. Oh, it's past 9 o'clock now. I see what you mean now. Right. So, but yeah, with all of this, Mikey G making the great call. Safety car's most likely going to be in this on next lap? Question mark. But fresh softs can possibly go in for that fastest lap, the extra points that he needs.
Well, yeah, we see a lot of people on the softs now, so yeah. Nobody on the hards, so a lot of people have pitted. I do believe the safety car will likely be in on this lap, but yes, Tom Go voting for Gogs on driver of the day. So anybody else wishing to put the votes in, get them in now before the racing resumes.
Once we get back on the green flag, it's definitely going to be able to pay attention to that pole, because I think we're going to have a lot more happening in a very short space of time.
Yeah, it's weird. The polls never stay up. They never like leave the results up there. They'll display for a short period, then disappear. But yes, as you say, racing will resume this lap.
Personally, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on DJ on this restart. He's got the Gogs behind him as a bit of a buffer on some used mediums. Well, I say used, they're only 4 laps older, but they're still not as fresh as his tyres. Then you've got that big gaggle of cars on the softs. So at the moment, DJ's sat in a prime position. What can he do?
Yeah, when is Wooter going to go? Coming around the final corner is not going just yet because he knows a little drag. And there we go, he's away, about the same position he did last time. Liam having a great restart there as well.
Yeah, DJ a little bit slow on the reaction, but Liam's still going a bit defensive there to make sure, and it's going to be hard. Mouth moving into turn 1. He's got 3 wide, 2 Pumas and a Mulbra. Pillars, Callum and Xerxes, 3
oh
into
no!
1. Glock's around by the looks of it.
Glock was caught, and also J-Mart. Oh, was it? No. Sloth's gone. Ah. But yes, let's get back into the thick of it. DJ giving a bit of grace with a bit of a gap behind him now. Walker and Callum having a right old ding-dong. Xerxes trying to take that position from Gogs. No position change at the top. But DJ making the most of them soft tyres, trying to close that gap to Liam.
What's happened is exactly what he would have needed as well. Over a second to Gogs behind. Xerxes draft, they're going to be chopping at his heels there, but he's now got over that DRS gap to the other guys on the same tyres. Now he can just look forward, he can focus on the back of the cars in front and just see what he can do. Yeah,
and there's a right old battle going on behind him.
Yeah, Gogs being, as they used to say last season, a bit cork in the bottle, isn't it?
Yes. But he's really under pressure from Xerxes. But I've got to flick now. DJ using them soft tyres side by side by Liam. Liam weathers such a fantastic show this race. Demoted now to 4th place with Death Dragon making the most out of them fresh tyres.
If you ever wanted a situation to motivate someone, this is it now for DJ. He knows that this is the chance he's going to have to get ahead of Peace and get some of those points back going into next week. Everything's in his favour right now. He's holding all the cards. Just can he play the right ones? And what we've got, like 6 laps to go.
Yeah. All it takes is one little mistake, and certainly with how close the pack has been brought now with the safety cars, also a penalty can really throw a wobbly now, because we see Xerxes, Droftas both battling it out here very close to the other drivers as well, both with penalties. And
Droftas has gone for the move on Xerxes. Xerxes has pulled in behind Gogs to try and get the toe. Droftas has gone for it. They're 3 wide coming down the straight.
Ooh.
Bit of a touch there between Xerxes and Gogs. Gogs has gone wide and then the line's gone deep. Xerxes makes the move. Droft taking an alternate line.
Oh.
Makes the move and Xerxes. Oh, loose. They've hit. Xerxes has blocked Droftas in.
Oh,
that is a front wing damage there for Xerxes. That is not what he would have wanted right at the end there.
No, fantastic racing before that moment between those. And yeah, real unfortunate this late in the race with the pack all compact, as we're saying. Yeah, there's no way back from that now, unfortunately.
Someone who has benefited from that again is Mikey G's up to 10th now on those softs, so that is going to be a nice chunk of points he's going to be looking for. Down at the front, looking at the gap between DJ and Peas. I don't know if those softs have a short shelf life then, because that gap is just extending.
Mikey G really applying the pressure to the pedal, but Glock up on the inside of J Mars. I don't know what word I said then. I said something, but it wasn't Glock. But we have Xerxes. Xerxes
has retired in the pits.
Oh no. Bannister pulled over to let everybody by because he was lapped. Position changes. J Marks, Mikey G. I'm going to try and catch up in a second. My brain can't process everything what's going on.
I mean, I think right now DJ is going to have to start looking back, unfortunately, because unless Wouter and P start holding each other up by having a proper scrap, Liam is sticking within that DRS zone of DJ. DJ's deployed pretty much all of his battery already to try and get the most out of those tyres. Gogs, Walker, and Pillars all having a bit of one there. Look like Walker went a bit deep.
Walker went very deep. I'm not sure if there was a little rub between Gogs and Walker, but Walker almost looked like he completely missed his braking points. Glogs, I can't even get my words out. The pandemonium is just too real.
Oh, I think Sloss had a bit of a moment again, unfortunately. The Castro driver not having the best evening. That's no front wing on the front of that Castro.
But Pillars making his way past Gogs. Pillars on the soft tyre, and Walker, I think he needs to test his brake pedal out because he's just missing the braking points at every single opportunity. But up on the inside of Glock, I will say his name right. Walker now down on the inside coming into turn 1.
They're side by side. Glock's had to go off the track, but he has gone ahead. I think that was more of a Walker realising he may have squeezed Glock a little bit too much. So I think that may have been a bit more courteous than an unfair overtake on Glock's behalf.
Well, that has left Walker vulnerable to Mikey G behind. Mikey G now looking up on the inside, sent it. Didn't wait for the invitation from Walker, and he's taken that position almost with ease.
Yeah, down at the front there again, the gap down to it's just under 2 tenths at the end of the straight, so Pease is biding his time.
Walker reclaiming that position, sending it straight past Mikey G with DRS assistance.
I think Walker's very much the last of the late breakers tonight.
Yes, or if he breaks at all. It looks at some point. So we
again,
do.
This strategic battle at the front is they're very similar on battery deployment still. Wouter and Pease, I think Pease may be waiting for just one big attack. I can't quite tell just yet. These guys are very good at what they're doing. Liam all over the back of DJ.
It's too hard to keep up with everything that's going on because we've got Pease and Wouter going at it. Liam and Death Dragon going at it. And then Glock, Gogs, J Marks, Monkey G. It's just little bubbles of awesome racing that we can't watch all at the same time.
Put all these guys in going at it, but you know, regarding apologies for that one. Yeah, with Glock, Gogs, Walker again. That's little train that's making part of Pillars, Glock, and Gogs. It's hard to keep track, like you say, of what is going on and who to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but Pease is on the inside of Wouter. Go on.
No, by all means, you can take it away.
Well, with all that indecisiveness, Pease has taken the lead of this race once again. Coming down now through the tight chicane. Can he maintain the position down this long back straight with the straight line speed of the Puma with DRS assistance? Oh, and we've lost Sloth.
Sloth is out.
This late in the day, we won't have a safety car, but Wouter closing to Pease. Wouter going on the outside. And Owen is locking up all the way down that braking zone. But what a fantastic run.
Around the outside, brilliant.
Traction out of that corner was unbelievable, but to rub salt in the wounds, he's got DRS.
He's going to have the straight line speed. He's going to look into one. Pease has gone for it later on the brakes. He sets it. Wouter not fighting it as hard as you'd probably expect, but again, there are still 2 laps to go.
Pease took a leaf out of Walker's book and being last of the late breakers. Liam still holding on to 4th place.
J Marks has had a moment, unfortunately, looking at the end of the lap there. He's just dropped down behind Callum and Droftas, promoting Droftas back into the top 10.
It's all going on. But Wouter 2 tenths behind Pease. DRS open, coming down, sector 2. We've got some long straights as well as tight sections here on the outside. Can Wouter make the move stick? We did see amazing traction out the other corner.
Liam's made the move on DJ before the corner. Liam's back up at the P3. He's got deep though. Is DJ going to come back in? Round. Oh, Liam's just covered it off well. Yeah, Liam back up into 3rd place. I think those softs may... It was a good idea, but I think those softs may be done and dusted for now.
Fantastic drive from Liam. Wouter coming again down to Pease. Pease defending the inside again. Are we going to see the traction same as last time coming out of that corner? Pease currently ahead. That will hand Wouter DRS down this start-finish straight, but Wouter behind Pease. And we're now on to the final lap. And where are these two going to finish? Pease finishing where he is won't snatch the title just yet, because Death Dragon in 3rd place, taking the position back from Liam.
Back past Liam, I missed that altogether.
And so did I.
But there's two parts now really that you're expecting Wouter to make the move on Pease. One is now in this first DRS zone of the 2, well, sorry, technically the 2nd of the 3. And then that long back straight before the drag to start finish line. Is Wouter going to make the move now? Get it over and done with. He's going to go to the outside as they're going to go side by side under braking. Pease has locked up. He's gone a little bit deeper, so Wouter's trying the switch back, but it does go back to Pease on the inside line. And again, Pease holds the ground for just this next couple sequence of corners before we're going to have another stab at it from Wouter down this last straight on the last lap. Can Wouter provide the upset? Can he knock our championship leader from the front of the pack? Pease has gone to the inside early to defend. Both drivers deploying all their battery. Wouter round the outside. Who is going to be later on the brakes into the last sequence of corners? Looks like Wouter's done it, but Pease is just keeping his nose on the inside. Wouter's running it wide. He's been squeezed on exit, but it looks like Wouter may get the exit he needs. It's going to go back onto his favour. Wouter making the move. 3 corners to go and crossing the line. What a drive.
Unbelievable. We did see Liam take the position from Death Dragon as well, but Death Dragon managed to claw it back and they crossed the line with only a tenth between them, as like their rivals up ahead. Unbelievable racing in the last breaths there.
That's almost identical in regards to the difference as well, down to 1,000th of a second there.
Unbelievable.
Glock, P5, Pillars, 6th even, beg your pardon, Gogs. Mikey G crossing the line in 8th. Brilliant recovery from the Castrol driver.
Yeah.
Much needed points for his championship fight. Walker and Droftas rounding out the top 10, and then we do have Callum, and then I believe it is going to be J Marts and Bannister to cross the line.
So J Marts, J Marts is getting points this race, unlike his Pot 3 rival Keyser. So I do believe that's going to take all 3 pots down to the final race, which will be amazing for us to see the final race of Season 4 having so much decided in the final innings. But yes, our driver of the day did go to Gogs. Gogs winning driver of the day, and for the reserve driver, that is a fantastic show. DJ in the comments, holy damn, the recovery. Yes, what a fantastic show that was. We did see Death Dragon early on, very far down the order, but to get back onto the podium is just a show of why he is the title protagonist this season. But yes, Wouter and Pease up on the top step as per. Yeah, really unsure of which way it was going to go before that final show. But yes, all was decided there, and Wouter taking the top step and also fastest lap for good measure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to lose count of how many times these guys are deciding the race on the final lap one way or another. Again, what a brilliant end to the race this evening. I hope everyone else enjoyed watching it as much as we did commentating it. I don't know if I could just speak for myself there, Bloom, but that was stunning come the end.
Well, we will get the drivers in for a post-race interview as usual, but I did manage to get that final lap on an instant replay, so let's have a look.
Yeah, Wouter looked like he kind of bit of foreshadowing there when he did that move on Pease earlier on in the race as well. So he definitely knew that he could get the drive, and he set that up to perfection.
But we will go now into the driver interview room, so we will join you in there shortly to chat with our drivers. We are here in the driver interview room, and we have been joined by all of our drivers. Sorry, I've got a bit of an echo. That's really off-putting. But Diggle, do you want to take it away with our third place finisher, Death Dragon? Oh.
That again.
Yes, sorry. We didn't have the audio there, so try again, Diggle. See,
I'll see if I can get the words the correct way around. But yeah, starting off with our P3 driver DJ. Yeah, again, what a race. Just kind of talk us through how that went on your end. It looked like you kind of dropped off at the beginning there, but yeah, again, here you are in the podium.
Yeah, I knew my pace wasn't strong at all here. Was just struggling with the grip, especially in sector one. Then, of course, I spun, which made it all worse. So I thought, okay, it's the same thing with Japan, but kept going, kept half pushing it. And I thought, you know what, I'm already that far back. I might go and try hard softs. And when the last safety car came out, I went for the softs. Worked out perfectly. Was right back behind him again, and I just gave it by all. Worked it out how much ERS I needed and where I needed to use it and everything, but managed to do it just about. So I'm actually really happy with P3.
It was a
congratulations, stellar drive.
Fantastic recovery drive there, and we do see you was 13 points behind Peas coming into this race. Peas finishing second, scoring 19. You finishing third, scoring 18, means that there's still only 14 points in it. So that does mean that the Pot 1 championship and the driver's title is still yet to be decided and won't be just coming home until the next race.
Yeah, that's. I'm actually already happy that I've come this far. To be honest, when I started the season and went to Pot 1, I thought, okay, I have good pace, so I can be in Pot 1. I was already pretty happy with that. But then actually immediately be fighting for the championship and being so close in terms of points, then I can't complain actually.
Congratulations, well deserved. And as I said last week, the only driver to have made Q3 in every single session for season 4. So congratulations on that also.
Thank you very much.
But now only fit to go to our second place finisher, which is, again, I'll say this week in, week out, not really sure which one was going to come out on top. But this week, taking the second place step is Peas. And what a spectacular show you gave the viewers for us today. How was that for you?
It was fun. It was good. It was good fun. It was chaos, but I liked it. Yeah, it was a nice battle.
We wasn't really sure what happened at the start. We seen you taking the race lead, or what we thought was the race lead, because Xerxes seemed to be in P1 for turn 1. Not really sure what happened there.
Yeah, that one was weird because I got a better start, but then I see a car speeding on my left, and I see Xerxes, but I could tell it's a glitch because there's no way he got off that quickly. But yeah, it was a bit awkward in the first few corners, but after that, it wasn't really a problem.
So how do you find it when you're battling with Wouter? Because that seems to be your favourite hobby at the minute. It's you two on track, and we did see the undercut coming in strong from Wouter.
Yeah, that undercut was painful, and the safety car probably saved me, spared me a battle at the end. But yeah, no, it's nice battling. It's clean and hard, so I enjoy it.
No, congratulations. Anything from you, Diggle?
I mean, to be fair, just to touch on the battling side of things, is to show how hard it is on our end to see who's going to have the upper hand between you two guys at the moment. Is every time we flick up on the display, you both have the same battery deployment. You're both set in pretty much identical lap times. Is this something that you've just you're looking into it and trying something different each time to try and make the move, or it's just but guys are just so in sync it's quite hard to tell you boys apart?
Most of the time we're playing battery chicken. Like even last week in Japan, I had to turn off my battery a tiny bit earlier so my red light didn't flick, but it did. But yeah, it's just playing around battery so you can save the most for the last sprint, because that's what it came down to. I think you had like 4% more or something. So yeah.
I think between you both, there was no more of a difference than maybe 5 or 6% that entire race. So again, yeah, brilliant drive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, and that leaves us now with the first place finish, Wouter, who definitely got a massive advantage calling the undercut. I think Diggle found it out to be about 4 seconds, taking it from what was a 4/10 deficit beforehand. Wouter, how was that for you?
Yeah, I knew I had to try something different to get the gap and get Pease out of the DRS. And then the undercut came in, and I got a DRS from DJ, I think it was. That gave me about a second, but the undercut itself was very, very good. And if the safety car didn't come out, I think that would have made it an easier win.
Yes, we seen you win last week from pole, and also this week we seen you get pole position, fastest lap, and the race win. So you managed to score the full 25 points this week. It's a shame that this week we've seen you fall out of contention of the championship, but definitely if you was here all season long, I think this would be a full-on three-way battle for the title, as we see a full-on three-way battle for most races. Again, are you still looking full-time seat next season?
I've been quite enjoying this, so yeah, probably I'll probably be about next season as well.
Cool. Anything from you, Diggle?
I mean, to be fair, to add on to that, I mean, for our sake, for the people that watch these streams as well, I mean, I hope so. The show you put on, you and Pease, for example, DJ, you guys constantly, it's great for us to watch. I wanted to actually ask in regards to the move, well, the one that you pulled off right at the end, but we kind of saw you pull it earlier in the race, and it maybe looked like you had a bit of a snap or a wobble, as Pease actually then got you back. Is that something that you knew you were going to get the better drive out the last corner, come in, well, on that last lap?
I didn't know how much ERS Pistol had left, so I had to outbrake him by quite a lot to make sure I had he couldn't stick his nose too far up the inside there. But then, yeah, I knew I was on the outside, and it became the inside for the finish line, so he couldn't try anything to overtake me. So yeah, it's just positioning to be on that right side and then to the line.
Well, the positioning won the whole thing by just literally like 0.004 more than a tenth of a second. So yeah, brilliant drive, and congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations again, Wouter. But next week will be our final race for season 4, and we will see the pot 1, pot 2, and pot 3 decided next week. Keyser DNF in this session, Droftas away next week, meaning J Martz is still in contention. J Martz scoring points today, was 27 points behind before this session, but scored more than Keyser, so definitely still in with a shout. Curtis not here this week. Mikey G scoring points today, was only 25 points behind, so still in contention there. And as we covered in the interviews, Pease and Def Dragon, 14 points between them, so big hill for DJ to climb, but as mentioned before, all it takes is a DNF. But join us next week for Circuit of Americas, which will be our season finale for season 4. But thank you for joining us, and good night.
you.